Well, good morning from the Indiana Fan Tracker. I'm Mike, and of course we just sent Karen and Lucas. Karen's going to work and Lucas is going to daycare. And the other two kids, they're at camp. So you're stuck with me today. So first, gotta get ready for the day. All right, and just like that, we're ready to go. Let's head off.
It's kind of a cloudy day today here in Indiana. They say it's gonna rain at some point, so we'll see what that brings. Usually that means it's just gonna storm. I feel like I'm a fish going against the stream and everyone else is going the other way. They know something I don't. Maybe they just work that way. No matter where you are in Indiana, it always seems like you'll find a pair of train tracks.
All right, so we've made it to my work. I'm in my office. We're just kind of hanging out because actually since the time we left the car to now, I'm actually on my lunch break. So I'm just gonna answer some questions. In fact, Karen and I are both gonna answer these 10 questions, and these are questions that our two oldest children, they found on a few random websites prior to them going to camp. So maybe it'll give you a little bit more insights. They're just kind of fun questions that they found, but maybe it'll give you some insight on both Karen and I, and who knows, maybe even Karen and I are gonna learn something about each other that we didn't know before. So here's how it's gonna work. I'm gonna answer the questions now. So I'm at work, Karen's not here, she's at her work. So she won't know how I answered, and then when she answers, we'll just put everything together. And yeah, so that's how it's gonna work. So let's get started. Yes, I have danced in the rain. You know, today would probably be another good day to do that, since it's raining outside right now. Actually, we had some strong storms move through, not too bad, but like they said earlier, it was gonna rain here in Indiana, and it's pretty much doing that.
Yes.
When?
In college, with my roommate. It was raining and we decided to dance around campus in the pouring rain. Certain people.
Well, I mean, I've got my faith, so I think that that is what I put a lot of my trust in. But as far as people go, probably would be those who are closest to me, whether that's family or friends. Other than that, it'd probably just depend on the situation if I would trust somebody else with, you know, my life. Pretty much any quote by Walt Disney. I'm a big Walt Disney fan. I did a lot of research on Disney, but I would say that my favorite quote from Walt would be, "If you can dream it, you can do it." Because I just think that's so true. No matter how many times you fail, if you keep getting up and going after it, eventually you're gonna succeed.
All that we see or seem is but a dream within a dream.
And who's that by?
By Edgar Allan Poe.
Probably Ugly and Live Forever. And the reason I say that is for two reasons. The first being that a year is not a lot of time. So, you know, one thing that I've learned as I continue to grow older is that time is fleeting, and you never know when your time is going to be up. So a year to me would just not be enough time. Secondly, being attractive, you know, there's just so much more that goes into a person than just looks. So if there was something I could encourage any of you viewers out there to be, would just be look beyond looks, because if you don't, you're gonna miss out on a lot of good people in your life.
Look attractive and die in a year.
Okay, why?
Because when I'm dead, I'll still be pretty. Depending on what kind of bugs they are.
Why?
Why wouldn't I? I've eaten bugs before.
When?
When my brother told me to try ants because they taste like lemon drops.
I'm guessing this was when you were younger?
Younger than I am right now.
I would totally be willing to eat a bowl of bugs for $50,000. Now, that being said, it probably depends on how big the bowl is and what types of bugs there are. You know, I know there's a lot of countries where they've kind of turned to bugs as a source of food, and you know, they apparently have a pretty decent taste if you prepare them you know, a proper way. So I don't know, maybe I should rethink that. Maybe it depends on how you cook them, or if they're cooked. You know, if they're still moving, I don't know. But it is $50,000, so I would like to think that I would try. Bugs Bunny, without a question. Pretty much because, you know, Bugs reminds me of like a dad almost, and the fact that he's always playing, you know, jokes and doing different things on people like Daffy Duck and of course Yosemite Sam. And kids, if you don't know who Bugs Bunny or any of the characters that I just mentioned, make sure that you ask your parents, go online and check out Looney Tunes.
I would be Inspector Gadget. My second grade teacher.
Why?
I don't know, it's just had it in for me, I guess.
Hands down, the worst teacher that I had when I was going through school would be a middle school math teacher. This is a teacher who said to me that I wouldn't amount to anything because I struggled with math when I was growing up. It's just one of my struggles that I had, and I can't believe to this day that that teacher said that to my face. And I would encourage anyone out there that if somebody says that you can't do something, just prove them wrong. If I could only eat 3 foods for the rest of my life, it would probably be pizza, let's see, strawberries, and beef lo mein. Hands down, those are my 3.
Spaghetti, salads, and apples.
Oh, I totally sleep with the sheets tucked out. Karen will always tuck them in, and I'm 6'5", I'm a big guy, so I typically, when I get in there, I will just take my feet and pull them up every single night if I find my side is tucked in. Her side, she's probably gonna say she keeps them tucked, which would be pretty accurate. She's more of a tucked in, I'm the tucked out guy.
Tucked in my corners, mine.
I'm a big Disney fan, so I would totally spend 5 days exploring Disney, even though I've been there multiple times, over New York City. New York, I'm sure, is great and all, but I'm the type of person I could go to Disney by myself and have a great time. But of course, I like to go with friends and family. You know, there's just nothing better about that place. You know, there's some folks that are going to say, oh, well, it's crowded, or you got to wait in line. I spend a lot of time waiting in line every day, and if I go to New York, I'm going to be spending time in traffic, and I can think of all other kinds of scenarios. And you know, I'm sure they've got great food there, but I can also tell you from my experience, Disney's got great food. So yeah, you know, some people might not like that, but to me, I would choose Disney.
New York City.
Okay, why?
There's so much to do in New York City. There's shopping, there's all kinds of restaurants and cafes to eat at, there's shows, and like you got, you know, Broadway plays or musicals and all the bright lights and tall buildings.